Back in October, the Panthers lost a thriller in their previous matchup against the Saints. Can New Orleans sweep the series? Find out next on EA Sports.
We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. Today, Week 12 of the NFL season is upon us, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Carolina Panthers taking on the New Orleans Saints.
Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, they come in off the extended break from the bye.
I think it was much needed as well. You play 2.5 months, you're ready for some time off to get set for the home stretch.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Taking it about the 1. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there.
4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Now it's the veteran Jamal Williams.
There he goes, right side. A solid stiff arm. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
The false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. They'll give it up the middle to Miller. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside third of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 22-yard line. He got 29 yards that time.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there of finding him in stride for really good yardage.
They go back to the ground now with Miller. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Now 2nd and 5.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now a toss left side. It's Williams. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Jamal Williams, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Saints are on the board first here this afternoon. First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it was Jamal Williams who ended things with a touchdown run. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
So here now are the Panthers for their first drive of the game. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He's able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
And they'll go again here with Hubbard.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. It's Young on first down.
He'll air one out deep for Mingo.
And that is incomplete.
The Panthers hit 3-7 now in the year, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Young to throw it.
He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
Levis now on 1st and 10.
Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
This, the second meeting of these two teams. You might recall they met back in Week 5. And it was the visiting Saints who got the victory then, so they'll look for the season sweep here in New Orleans. He gets it complete to A.T. Perry.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. A first down carry now for Miller.
And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
You look at this Carolina defense.
They find themselves just a couple of spots outside of the top 10 defending the pass, number 12 in the league.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Derek Brown. It's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. On 4th down, Matt Ariza sent on to punt.
A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return.
And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10.
The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive.
And they, of course, coming into this one in the midst of a tough losing streak. They did get helped out by the open week last week. And in talking with him, all indications were, Charles, that was a very helpful break.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams, coaches, they hate taking time off in the midst of a losing streak because they think they have to stay on their toes and punch their way out of it. But occasionally, you get that open week, you step back, evaluate what's been going wrong, see what you can put in that can move you forward, and maybe you get a chance to breathe a little bit and kind of start over.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. That throw by Young incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. I think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder.
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Taking a shot here for Marshall. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Well, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That certainly looks like nothing to show now from these first 2 possessions. And guess what? When you're on a losing streak, that can lead to a full sense of, here we go again. So on the sidelines, the offensive play callers, quarterback, they've got to get together and dial something up to start their next drive. Otherwise, it could be a long game.
So here are the Saints to take over. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak on top so far with the football here, 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Miller. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They'll run it again with Miller. Powers through. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Well executed there on 2nd down, so do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Back to throw, it's Levis. Again, it's Johnson.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Here's Levis. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Juwan Johnson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints go up by 2 touchdowns. Their first passing touchdown of the ball game, and they go to the big tight end in those sure hands, and he provides the score.
Certainly looked like they were focused on taking away other weapons, and he certainly made them regret that because he found the soft spot, ended up taking it to the end zone. Nice throw, too, to complete the play.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll make the score 14-0. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team bones it away. And he returns this to the 22. Now the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Meanwhile, the throw by Young was knocked away and incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Throwing, Young.
Got his man. It's Jonathan Mingo.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, But this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run a draw now with Hubbard. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Now here's Young. He's got Mingo. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. It's a gain of 35.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Now here's a throw that's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
2nd and 11 now.
Young. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hubbard. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. The Panthers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Young. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
So this defense, they gave up some yards on this drive, but bottom line, they came up with a sack when it mattered.
And we know that every down counts, but let's be honest about it. People focus on 3rd down as a real key down in any drive, any situation. And they took full advantage of 3rd down there and made a play.
York able to send this one through.
And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
The New Orleans offense set to take over.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
55 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On 2nd down, here's Miller. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
Levis looking to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 38-yard line. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
On 1st down, Levis.
Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Giving back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another 1st down.
Working from the gun. Here's Levis.
And a quick throw here. That's complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in, throw it, go play action, and take your shot at the end zone.
And the Saints are going to have what looks to be a 1st and goal as he'll take this down to the 10-yard line.
Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. 1 man in the backfield, that's Miller, 2nd and goal.
Levis sets up to throw here.
This is caught. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might have. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Jamal Williams, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year, and the Saints are able to extend their lead.
You think back to 2022 with Detroit, Jamal Williams just unstoppable down near the goal line. 17 rushing touchdowns, 13 of those were from 2 yards or less. He's just an absolute battering ram down in this part of the field, and he finishes off another drive in the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle, and the lead is up to 18 now. A 10-play drive that time.
And it was Jamal Williams who ended things with a touchdown run. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
Carolina getting set to take the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
It's a gain of 25 yards.
1st and 10, Young. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
1st and 10 here. And, you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
Young now.
A throw left sideline, falls incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Young on 3rd down. That is caught. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And Young's throw there incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
To the right side and complete to Hurst. Touchdown, Panthers. Hayden Hurst from 10 yards out.
And the Panthers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bullying his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And it makes the score 21-10.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. This taken in right around the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Jamal Williams making his way back onto the field.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a third down.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? It's taken to the 26. Final play of the half, Young. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We got a solid first half out of the man from Kentucky, Will Levis. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. And the Panthers going to take over here to start quarter number 3. And Charles, some things to like about that first half, ultimately trailing here, but certainly this deficit is manageable. So curious to see what adjustments they may have made at intermission.
As am I, because I think things bode well for a possible comeback, because I thought a lot of their best reps in the first.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And they do finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 41. 56 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
That throw by Young incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Meanwhile, the throw by Young was knocked away and incomplete.
Anytime the ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it, and that'll make this an 8-point game. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They're rocking and rolling, but the scoreboard doesn't show a big difference. You know, maybe it's one of those games where coaches say you can't miss your turn on offense.
I like the way you phrased it, especially with that. I love that rocking and rolling because the explosions on offense are happening. So that's going to get the crowd going. They're loving that. But defensively, they just can't get it together to get the stops they've needed in order to help increase their margin. They've got to find a way, but you're not counting on it. That's exactly what you said. Can't miss your turn, can't miss your opportunity.
Yeah, they're going for another opportunity now. Inside handoff now, Miller.
And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Now Levis. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Levis back to throw.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. That's sacked by the DN, Danico Autry. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
The possession of the football goes over to Carolina.
And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
To throw on 2nd down is Young.
Looking underneath and finding Hubbard.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Panther 1st down. Straight ahead with Hubbard.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Young. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Young from the shotgun. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
So 1 first down on that drive, and that's it. Forced to take the deep shot on 3rd down and couldn't hit it. Now they have to punt this one away.
Here's the Panthers punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And he fields it cleanly. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10.
The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Levis. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Levis to throw on 1st and 10 here.
Flush to his right. Pushing his way through. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him the 1st down.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 27.
Back to throw, it's Levis. And it's nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. 2nd and 10. Well, they go play action. Here's Levis.
He's got a man. It's his fullback. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You've got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
And he is going to have a Saints 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were.
And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Levis.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Here's Levis. Throw out wide is incomplete.
So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. Out now is the field goal unit for New Orleans. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is right there. It's good.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
On 1st and 10, Young.
Open man is Mingo, complete.
2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw, Young. He's got a man. That's Marshall. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down tonight, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. They'll throw again. Young throwing the out route incomplete. That's Marshall. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
Meanwhile, Young's throw pulled in by Marshall.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Young to throw it. And he's taken down here by the Saints. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And Young's throw there incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a...
And he cannot get away, and Young will go down. Isaiah Foskey able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Here's the Panthers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the fourth time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. First and 10, it's Levis. And the catch made by Johnson. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Levis looking to throw. And he can't escape, and down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Levis to throw off play action. Oh, that'll be incomplete. No, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. Levis to throw it. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Xavier Woods with a pick. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Following the interception, Young going to throw deep for the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. Here's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw, Young. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Again, it's Young. That's complete right around the 8. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and that'll make it 2nd and goal. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Young now. Rifling one complete into the hands of Marshall. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal. set to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
York able to send this one through.
And that'll make this an 8-point game.
Well, the 3 points certainly helps, but you feel like, Charles, at this stage of the game, when you force those turnovers, you need to start converting them into touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised myself because I thought in this situation, they were thinking end zone or bust. Now they got to rely on their defense to get the ball back again for another opportunity to get 6 points.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
They'll drop this down to Williams.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Now Levis.
Here's Johnson with a reception. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he works free. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down. Here's a give to Miller. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 6. Levis sets up to throw here.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Levis on third down. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. First down would have been nice, but now you get to kick the field goal, still go up 2 scores.
They tried to get it, though, didn't they? Threw the pass, got the completion just short of the first down. But you're exactly right. Run the field goal unit out there, kick it, put it through the post, go up 2 scores.
So that, not just important in the fact that it widens their lead, but really that was a textbook job of just hanging on to the football.
And we know all the time that coaches talk about time of possession. Sometimes it's a stat that doesn't matter much, but in this drive, it matters a lot. They want to reduce time and score points and lock this game down.
The Carolina offense about ready to go. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. On first down, they'll start out with Hubbard.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On 2nd down, Young. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. For Marshall, that's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here is Young. That's complete. Again, he's got Marshall. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Now here's Young. Going back to Marshall. He's got him again. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back.
All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10.
Throwing, Young. And it's caught. And he's brought down.
Here's 1st and goal. Young to throw.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Now Young.
And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete.
We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who was shaken up on that last play. Hopefully, obviously. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned.
And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead down to a single point. So the deficit now 3 after the huge conversion, but they need to get the football back.
So this is where special teams really comes into play, because getting the ball back, it starts with this next kickoff. How do they get downfield? Either jar it loose or get the ball back themselves. That's going to be key for them.
New York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with an even 90 seconds remaining on the clock. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line.
So now Young and the Panthers down 27-24, 80 seconds remaining.
Now their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on first down.
Young. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked up by Paulson Adebo.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And so much for the game-winning 2-minute drive. I think that interception return there pretty much seals the deal.
And one thing to keep in mind, in this situation with the score that close, defense isn't backing off and just giving you easy throws. They're playing aggressively as well, and they end up picking that one off and sealing the deal for themselves.
Extra point forthcoming. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
And onto the field, here come the Panthers. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, two-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
Here's Young.
And his throw is incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
This is 1st and 10.
Now Young.
He's got Mingo.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the...
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
Young to throw.
Finding Hardman here over the middle.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Here's Young.
And that went to the right side and incomplete.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
That throw by Young incomplete.
And now defensively in the 2-minute drill, the big key to me, make sure you understand your assignments, and anytime you get a chance to tackle someone in bounds, get them on the ground.
One last shot for Young.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Oh, what a performance. All those points put on the board. And, Charles, it wasn't just by the offense. The defense put some points on the board as well. They were solid today.
Yeah, it was a complete effort to secure the win, and both sides of the ball made big plays. But how demoralizing is it when the opposing defense can take one all the way back against you? And that was the case here. That really sparked them to victory.
So for the Saints, the win gets them a step closer to 500 at 5-6. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they've fallen out of things now as they sink to 3-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Saints are winners here as we say so long from New Orleans.